Alright, Technique Tuesday for another week. We're going to continue on the path of doing what we did for the last couple of weeks, where we're going to go through some movements and some exercises that can help strengthen your back and shoulders, and in turn hopefully get you to doing a pull-up. So today we're going to go through YTW and YTWLs. Now they are relatively the same movement, and we'll go through two different ways that you can do it. In a lot of our personalised programs, these are a staple isolation exercise that we use to help build strength through your scapula and your back. So depending on what equipment you have access to, one way you can do this is with a flat bench. You'll notice that I've got it up on an incline, so it's about a 45-degree incline. When I do these movements, I would only really do them with quite light weight. So we're only doing them with like a 1.25 or a 2.5 kilo plate, or if you have dumbbells that light, you really don't need to go heavy with these. So the reason it's called a YTW or a YTWL is if you look at me from behind when I do the movement, so I'm just on the bench, chest nice and flat, keeping those elbows locked. The YTW is the letters that you would see if you're looking at me from behind, okay? And there's the L if we're doing that as well. So for the Y portion of the movement, what we're going to do is we want to make sure that our thumbs are pointing up to the sky and those elbows are locked. So elbows locked, thumbs up to the sky. Avoiding, if we can, any dipping with our chest or any driving with our chest. So up. When we do the T portion, thumbs pointed together, okay, palms back towards my hips, keeping those elbows locked again. Then we're in the T portion, and for the W portion, I've got a bend in my elbows, palms facing together, okay, pulling up. And then if I'm doing the L, I'm going to keep my elbows in line with my shoulders, and I'm just rotating from my shoulders while I do that, trying to keep that angle and that straight line from my shoulders to my elbows. So key points, when you're doing the Y portion of the movement, thumbs to the sky, palms pointed together, elbows locked, as much range of motion as you can. T, thumbs together, palms back, again, elbows locked, as much range of motion as you can. W, we've got elbows about 45 degrees to the torso, palms together, up, same deal. L, we're keeping those elbows stationary and we're just rotating as we do it. So that's your YTWLs. Generally, you'll generally get these prescribed somewhere between 8 to 15 reps per set. Now, as I said earlier on, when you do it, we want to make sure that we're not bobbing our head, we're not trying to use momentum to get these up. This is a strict movement, trying to get that contraction through that scapula, that rhomboid, get those lats moving and not using momentum, trying to not engage those traps so much. So that's if we're going to do it off a bench. Again, you want to do it off an incline. I usually work at around that 45-degree angle with relatively light weight. The other way you can do it, if you come on over here, is you can use the resistance band. So we've got it set up here on either side of the pull-up rig. You can do this single-sided or you can do this double-sided, but it's the same deal. When you do it, what we're looking for is just those letters, okay? So if we're doing a Y, palms forward, so the angles on this is slightly different. Palms forward, elbows locked, pulling up. We're looking for that Y. If someone was to look at me from behind, I should be making that letter Y. T, again, palms forward, elbows locked. There. The W is slightly different if we're doing it with the band. What we're going to do is we're just going to keep our shoulders down and pull back. Okay, and then if we're doing our L, we're basically going to pull up and then roll through. Okay, pull back and roll through. If you're going to do it using these bands, you probably want to be a little bit further back. You'll notice that the tension came out of the bands when I was in that front portion. So go back until you take all that tension up out of the bands. You can do, as you can see here, we've got different resistance, different colors. So the thicker the band, the harder it is to do that movement. But again, you want to eliminate any torso momentum when you do that. we're trying to keep those locked elbows. If you bend your elbows, you'll start to use different muscle groups, so we don't want to do that. So with both these movements, regardless of how you do it, attention to detail is key. So they both have their own advantages. If you have access to both sets of equipment, I would recommend alternating and changing between the two. If you don't, using the bench and using those light plates is a good place to start. So two really good movements to help with that scapular strength and scapular control. Make sure that, as I've gone through and I've said probably 16,000 times through this video, attention to detail is key. You have to do those key points right, otherwise you're going to miss the point of the exercise. Good luck with it. Any questions, email us through or hit us up in the comments. Thanks. Bye.